Daniel's supposed to, but she's absent.
Yeah.
I'll just play a piece.
Can we watch Key and Peele?
Wait, can we
Can we watch Key and
Key and
Peele?
Peele